What's going on, guys and gals? So each and every one of you has been affected by COVID, whether it's due to the lockdowns, you're in a lot of mental distress, you've lost your job, whether your viewpoint is you're all in with the CDC and the government, you're not, or you're somewhere between, you're on the fence. But regardless of where you stand on this topic, one thing that's irrefutable is that you need to focus on your health. Let me give you some quick numbers. There was a study that 78, at the timing of this video, and maybe it's a little bit higher, 78% of people that got COVID that ended up in the hospital were considered obese, which is, I believe, a BMI of over 30. 78%. That's considered a higher risk patient if you're overweight, obese. It's a comorbidity. Here's another statistic. Back in September of, September of 2020, the CDC had reported that of the COVID deaths, 94% of the deaths, the people that had COVID also had multiple comorbidities. Kids, very, very, very low risk of dying, but the ones that did had multiple comorbidities. And why do I bring this up? Am I trying to instill more fear? No. The media does a good job at that. The point of this video is to bring more awareness and to understand that. And this is not just COVID, this is regarding to everything. When you have more comorbidities, when you put yourself in that position on certain health conditions that are preventable. Now, I understand there's some things that you're just genetically, born with. You have a predisposition to it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that are preventable. If you eat junk, you don't work out, you eat a lot of ground beef, you eat a lot of pork all the time, what's going to happen? You're going to clog your arteries. You don't need to be a nutritionist. You don't need to have a PhD in nutrition or be a doctor to understand this. This is common sense. If you don't burn as many calories than you're consuming, you're going to put on weight. Excess weight's not good for you. So this is just something that has a public announcement coming from me, because you're not going to hear it from the CDC. You're not going to hear it from the White House. You're not going to hear it on mainstream media, because a healthy immune system, a healthy body is not profitable. You're not going to hear it from the big pharmaceutical companies, because that's not profitable for them. Get some sun, get some vitamin D. If you live in a place that doesn't have a lot of sun, especially like in Seattle, Washington, where it rains like 9 months out of the year, or during the brutal winter months in Minnesota, not much sun, then you could get a vitamin D supplement, stuff like that. These are things that you can research. The information's out there. Yes, there is a lot of misinformation, but if you sift through it, you can find the pertinent stuff that will help you. So this doesn't mean that just because you don't have comorbidities that you are going to be immune to anything, but there's a more likely higher probability that you're going to recover from this. And this happens with surgery. You guys seen the show 600 Pound Life on TLC? What's the first thing that Dr. Now recommends before they have surgery? You got to lose a certain amount of weight. Why? Because when you're too heavy, sorry, the allergies again, when you're too heavy, you're at a higher risk of a lot of complications with surgery. Now, once again, before I depart, I'm not talking about the people that have certain ailments that are not preventable. If you're born with it, you have a defect, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about preventable stuff. Kids that are getting type 2 diabetes because their parents are feeding them crap, that's inexcusable. That should not be happening. That should definitely not be happening. You're putting yourself at high risk. And the last thing I want to say is, and this other thing I want to say is, this is not about fat shaming. I don't care what people do with their bodies. I'm just giving you this information so you're more aware of it. But just the other day, I was at a taco stand, a little taqueria, great chicken burritos. And I went there, and this guy, he's wearing the mask, and that's his prerogative, but he's significantly overweight. And he's stuffing himself with all this food, Chick-fil-A and a burger, and I don't know what, he had a concoction of different fast foods or something. And he's got this false sense of security with the mask on. Like I say, he wants to wear it. That's his prerogative. It doesn't affect me, but I just couldn't help but realize is like, where are your priorities? You know, you're in the high risk category. Yes, you are wearing a mask, but you know, you have all this extra excess weight, and what's it doing to your heart? Your mortality rate for that is much higher than of a flu or of COVID. So that's just my take. So if there's anything you could take from this, it says this is not a video about whether you're for lockdowns, against, whatever. You guys know where I stand on that. I'm not gonna be repetitive, but try to be healthy. Try to get moving. Start working out a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. All right, I know we all have busy lives. I have a very busy life, but I still try to get things done. You got to make it part of your daily routine, just like it's brushing your teeth. I would think you guys brush your teeth every day, right? I would think so. You guys like to bathe, take a shower, put on deodorant. I would like to think so, right? Same thing goes with working out. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, even if you're just watching TV and you have a kettlebell and you're just lifting it up, or between commercials, you're doing some abs, you're doing, you know, squats, air squats with no weights, a little bit of resistance, just anything, right? You could buy some dumbbells. Even if you're a frail little girl, you could do a little bit of dumbbell work. Doesn't hurt, right? Take the stairs at work. Now, if there's like 20 flights of stairs and you work in New York, or you work at the Sears Towers, forget about it. But like our parking garage, it's a few steps, a few stairs, excuse me, a few levels. Just do that, and it definitely helps. So that's my time. Health is key. Try to minimize the chances. Instead of just injecting yourself with stuff, instead of just popping a pill and masking the symptoms, you want to get to the root of the problem and solve that before. So whether we get another variant, another COVID variant, or you know, if it keeps going and going and going, which they may do, they're going to just push vaccines. They're going to just push just a quick fix instead of taking care of yourself. That's my time. Thanks for watching. Comments, questions, always welcome. Talk to you next video. Bye.